Imagine you're at the airport. You look out the window and see perfect synchronization on the runway. Everything feels under control, lines, lights, and signs guiding every move. But the moment a plane takes off and climbs through the clouds, it enters a completely different world. A place with no lanes, no traffic lights, and no stop signs. Now think about this. At this exact second, there are over 10,000 planes in the sky flying at around 900 kilometers per hour in opposite directions, sometimes separated by just a few hundred meters. So here's the real question. If our highways, full of rules, still have thousands of accidents every day, why doesn't the sky turn into complete chaos? This is where things get really interesting. Planes don't choose their altitude randomly. There's a system called RVSM, Reduced Vertical Separation Minimum. In the past, altimeters weren't very precise, so aircraft needed large vertical distances between them. But today, thanks to modern engineering, the sky is divided into layers just 1,000 feet apart. So who decides which plane flies at which level? There's a simple but powerful rule. If a plane is flying east, 0 degrees to 179 degrees, it uses odd flight levels, like 31,000, 33,000, or 35,000 feet. If it's flying west, 180 degrees to 359 degrees, it uses even levels, like 32,000, 34,000, or 36,000 feet. This guarantees that aircraft flying in opposite directions always have at least 300 meters of vertical separation, an invisible wall of safety. On top of that, there's horizontal separation, usually about 5 nautical miles, around 9 kilometers. During landing, this can be reduced to 3 miles. But planes don't just fly randomly across the sky. The sky is filled with invisible highways called airways, connected by points known as waypoints. If you've ever used a flight tracking app, you'll notice aircraft follow incredibly precise routes. Each waypoint has a 5-letter name, and thanks to GPS and advanced navigation systems, planes know their exact position with minimal error. And in aviation, if something is predictable, it's safe. But it's not all automatic. Air traffic controllers play a critical role. The sky is divided into sectors, and each controller is responsible for a specific piece of airspace. When a plane leaves one sector, it's smoothly handed over to the next controller. This ensures no aircraft is ever lost or unmanaged. Controllers also manage speed and spacing, so planes arrive at the airport in a perfectly organized flow. Now here's a crucial detail: language. How does a Japanese pilot communicate with a Brazilian controller? Through aviation English. But this isn't everyday English. It's a standardized phraseology where every word has a precise meaning. The controller gives an instruction, and the pilot must repeat it word for word. If there's even a small mistake, it gets corrected immediately. But how do controllers know exactly where a plane is? Traditionally, radar systems were used. But today, the real star is ADS-B. With this system, the aircraft calculates its own position using GPS and broadcasts it every second. This allows controllers to see aircraft with incredible accuracy and almost no delay. They don't just see where the plane is, they know where it's going and how fast it's climbing. In busy regions like the North Atlantic, where there's no ground radar, special routes called North Atlantic tracks are used. These routes change every day based on jet streams, and aircraft enter them with strict timing. Even military aircraft, when flying through civilian airspace, must follow the same rules. But what happens if everything goes wrong? That's where TCAS comes in, the Traffic Collision Avoidance System. This system works directly between aircraft. No humans, no ground control. If a collision risk is detected, the planes instantly coordinate. One climbs, the other descends. And there's a strict rule. Pilots must always follow TCAS instructions, even over human controllers. But the danger isn't just collisions. Large aircraft leave behind powerful air vortices called wake turbulence, which can flip smaller planes. That's why spacing is also based on time and distance. When traffic gets heavy, planes enter holding patterns, circular paths in the sky at different altitudes, waiting for their turn to land. And if communication fails, aviation relies on one core principle: predictability. The pilot follows the original flight plan exactly, and controllers clear the path ahead. Finally, all these systems work like layers of Swiss cheese. Each layer may have small holes, possible failures, but when stacked together, those holes almost never line up. For a collision to happen, multiple systems would have to fail at the same time: altimeters, controllers, communication, radar, and TCAS. The probability? About 1 in billions. In aviation, safety is everything. And if you want to discover more fascinating facts about this world, check out the next video on your screen.